Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome back to another class, government class for Ss1 for the third week, first period. For the third week, and our topic today, inshallah, shall be human rights. And at the end of the lesson, you are expected to be able to do the following. 1. To explain what human rights mean, to mention some rights of citizens, and of course to identify reasons why human rights are included in the Constitution. Back to the let's move to the content. Human rights. Human rights are legal entitlements that citizens of a country are to enjoy in that country from birth till they die. In other words, the enjoyment of certain things that legal members of a particular country are to enjoy once they were born till when they will die. More so, human rights are applied on the citizens of any given country, irrespective of their creed, their ancestral background, their sex, language, how they choose to live their lives, and other status. In other words, sex or language or religious belief do not or does not have anything to do with some entitlements that the citizens are to enjoy in a particular country. Human rights are norms that protect all people everywhere from severe political, legal, and social abuses. In other words, human rights are what will be protecting legal members of any given country from political abuses. In other words, political leaders in any given country cannot maltreat any legal member of such a country because of the fact that the citizens, those legal members of that country, they have some entitlements that they should enjoy. And of course, socially, they cannot be abused because of the fact that they are to enjoy their rights. The following are examples of human rights. 1. Right to life. In other words, a legal member of a particular country has every right to live in that country, and of course to live anywhere it goes. That's number 1. Number 2, right to freedom of movement. A legal member of a particular country or any given country has the freedom to move about, maybe because of his business or other social activities. He can go from one place to another. He has that right. Nobody should restrict any movement of any legal member of any given country. Number 3, right to freedom from slavery and torture. Legal members of any given country has or have right to live as a normal human being, not as slaves or tortured by any other person or government without being guilty of a particular offense that we require such a torture. That's number 3. Number 4, right to freedom of opinion and expression. Legal members of any given country have right to express whatever they think should be maybe a line of action, or what they think should be a solution to a particular problem or a particular issue. So they have the freedom to reason or to express what they think their opinion is. That's number 4. Number 5, right to work and education. Legal members of any given country have rights to work once they have the qualification or certificate that such job or work requires. So they have rights to work, and of course they have rights to be educated. Being educated is one of the rights of any legal member of a particular country. Number 6, right to equality before the law. All legal members of a particular country have a right to be represented before the law equally. Preferential treatment should not be given to some citizens in a particular country while others are treated in another way. Number 6, right to own property. Legal members of any given country have right to own property, maybe movable or immovable. They have rights to own property. Number 8, right to adequate living standard. Legal members of any given country have rights to live up to the expected standard. In other words, legal members of any given country can live in a life of the standard they think they want to live. That's number 8. Number 9, right to a nationality and freedom to change it. In other words, legal members of a particular country have right to be a citizen of a particular country they wish to be or they think they should be, and they have the right to change such a nationality. In other words, a Nigerian can enjoy citizenship in another country once they choose to do that, and they have the right to renounce or to forfeit such citizenship when they think they should do that. Number 10, right to social security. Welfareism of legal members of a particular country is one of the rights the citizens they have to enjoy. Number 11, right to freedom from discrimination. No legal members of a particular country are to be differentiated from others. No preferential treatment. Everybody is equal. No discrimination. Mr. A is not different from Mr. B in terms of treatment, socially or otherwise. Number 12, right to dignity of human person. That's number 12. And number 13, the last one there, right to freedom of thought and conscience. So an average member of a particular country have freedom of thought and conscience, can think about whatever they think they should think about, and they have their own personal conscience which nobody can question, and so on and so forth. Having said this, there are some uh, reasons why human rights are included in the Constitution. That's the next discussion. Why? Why do we have to have human rights included in the Constitution? Constitution is the legal document, or Constitution is a set of rules with which a particular country is governed. So why do we now have to have human rights in the Constitution? So we have to have human rights included or embedded in the Constitution because of the following reason. Why? Including human rights in the Constitution eases its availability. Including human rights in the Constitution eases its availability. In other words, if the human rights are to be made available for everybody to have access to. In other words, if human rights are not to be secret uh, things or benefits or entitlements that some people will have access to, so therefore it should be made available, and best way to do this is to include it in the Constitution so that everybody can have access to it. Number two, having human rights in the Constitution makes them sacrosanct. By being sacrosanct, it means human rights will not be violated when they are embedded in the Constitution, because the Constitution of a given country or any given country is a sacred document which everybody cannot just violate. Number three, human rights are included in the Constitution so that the freedom of the citizens are not taken away by authorities in a given country. Yes, so the rights, the entitlement that legal members of a given country should enjoy, they are included in the Constitution so that the authorities, the leadership, the leaders, the rulers in such a country do not take away the benefit that the citizens are to enjoy. They will be reckoned with, the right to be reckoned with whenever the citizens or whenever the leaders are changed. It's not what uh, any leader or any ruler can just overlook. This is what they cannot take away from the citizens because they are included in the Constitution. They cannot be neglected. Number four, human rights are entrenched in the Constitution because they are part of what regulates government of a country. So a given country or a responsible country or a country that has responsible rulers cannot do away or cannot do without having rights embedded in the Constitution, because they are part of what the government will use to regulate the affairs of the people. In fact, there's no how we talk about good government that I will not talk about human rights, because good government has to rely on human rights, as in good government cannot do without defending and protecting the rights of the citizens at any point in time. May Allah ease the understanding of this lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.